Alright, so same thing again, we're just finding the volume enclosed by this. So let's draw a quick picture. So a solid enclosed by the cylinder that... okay. So this is x, y, z, and y equals x squared. And they're telling you that this is a cylinder. So this kind of goes up. Just like that. That's a wonky cylinder. But it looks like that. And they're telling you that z equals 0. That should really close off. So z equals 0. So there's a plane going in the xy. And y equals z plus 1. So y plus z equals 1. So to find the y-intercept, you just let z equal 0, that's 1. And to find z, you let y equal 0, which is, I don't know, somewhere here. So you got a plane going that way. So imagine that as a plane. And it's bounded that way. So you're kind of dealing with, that's really hard to see. You're kind of dealing with that area. So how would you solve this? So always remember, if they don't give you something to integrate, just chuck 1 in there and just pray that works. Alright. Alright, so what's E equal to? With respect to X, Y, and Z. Well, X is going to be equal to, this is 1, and this is -1. So, -1, -1 less than or equal to X, less than or equal to 1. Y, what's Y equal to? Well, Y is equal to, now this is tricky. It's equal from x squared to this line, isn't it? That's what y is equal to. So it's going to be x squared is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 1, isn't it? Because, well, the question is, how do you know that that's 1? But we kind of just know that, don't we? How do you know that? But yeah, how do you know that this intercept is 1? I kind of just assumed it. That is correct, it is 1. I've done this question before. I don't know. Just accept it. Just accept. And then Z is equal to 0, because we're dealing with the xy plane. Let's do this in a different color. So it's going to be 0 is less than or equal to Z is less than or equal to, and do you see this plane here? It's going to be going up and hitting that plane. So we have to rewrite this with respect to Z. So it's going to be Z equals 1 minus Y. 1 minus Y. And then we just write it out. So 1, -1. This is when you screw things up. So 1 is your bigger number. X squared is your smaller number. 1 minus Y, 0, 1, d, z, dy, dx. Let's just do this really quick and really messy. So this is going to become 1 minus Y. Then you're going to integrate this with respect to Y, and you're going to get Y minus Y squared on 2. And you're going to chuck in 1 and x squared, which is going to give you 1 minus 1 half minus x squared. If you're in exam, this is not how you do integration. You go through every step, but I'm lazy. 2 so now you got a half minus x squared minus x on 4 is 2. Then you derive this with respect to x, and you're going to get x on 2 minus x on 3 minus x on 5 on 10. And you're doing this between 1 and negative 1. Let's change color. Subbing out points. So you're going to get 1/2 minus 1/3 minus 1 on 10 minus 1 on 2 plus 1 on 3, because when you cube a negative, you keep the negative, and then there's negative out the front, so it becomes positive. And then the same thing here, you're going to get plus 1 on 5. And then let's see if we can cancel anything out. So you got a half here and a negative half here, so they go away. You get I think I screwed up. You got a negative half here and a positive half here, so they go away. Then you got negative 10 here and 1 on 5 here. I think I screwed up. I think I screwed up. Oh, you screwed up. You screwed up. Alright. See, this is why you don't take shortcuts, because you will screw it up. Alright, let's just do this. So you're going to get a half minus, I'm subbing this values in, minus 1/3 minus 1 on 5. Minus negative a half plus 1 on 3, right? So you did that correctly before. You chuck that in, you get cubed negative. And then you do the same over here, 1 on 5. Or 1 on 10, whatever. And then you get a half minus 1 on 3 minus 1 on 5 plus, I think you screwed it up again, a half minus 1 on 3 minus 1 on 10. What? I think you screwed it up. So you're going to get 1 from a half plus a half. Then you get minus 2/3. And then this is the same as 2 on 10. So you get minus 3 on 10. So you're going to get 30 on 30 minus 20 on 30 minus 9 on 30, which equals, that's 10. One on 30. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Oh. All right. That should have been a plus, and then that should have been a plus. Then that should have been a minus, and that should have been a plus. And then, if you do it all correctly, you get the right answer, which should be 8 on 15. But that's just, so just don't see how I said, oh, I'll do it quickly. You try to do it quickly and you screwed it up. Do it properly.